evening and welcome to Oregon City Pioneer Stadium for the 2022 OGLA State Championship final game between the Lake Oswego Lakers and the Jesuit Crusaders. In accordance with the OGLA and USA Lacrosse rules of sportsmanship, we ask all fans to respect all players, coaches, and officials and work to keep tonight's atmosphere positive. Now to introduce the Jesuit Crusaders from the Metro League. Here are the starters. Number 1, Sydney Kim. Number 2, Karis Huh. Number 7, Gigi Abernathy. Lucky number 13, Piper Daskos. Number 15, Sophie Pitelli. Number 18, Bryn Ensminger. Number 19, Kiana Santiago. Number 21, Mason Young. Number 22, Parker House. Number 23, Avery Edwards. Number 24, Tessa Randall. And the goalie, number 49, Sydney Cartovi. And playing for the Lake Oswego Lakers, number 1, Kate Anders. Number 2, Maya Hunter. Number 3, Maggie Lockhart. Number 4, Lila Turley. Number 7, Gabby Christ. Number 8, Victoria Corvelli. Number 9, Courtney Havel. Number 11, Riley Wynn. Number 12, Lauren Smith. Lucky number 13, Bear Dome. Number 34, Millie Prager. And the Lakers goalie, number 42, Greta DeGeese. Coaching for the Jesuit Crusaders is Lauren Blumhart, assisted by Vanessa Sawell. And coaching for the Lakers, Lauren Anderson, assisted by Riley Erford, Katie Strayhorn-Brown, and Amy Mason. All right, folks, will you please stand and remove your hats? It's time for the national anthem.
For Lacrosse. I'm Todd Mansfield, joined by Sean Hanson, OGLA board member. And Sean, we had the privilege of doing the semifinal games together. We really both have been talked about it. We think the two best teams came out of it. They're facing each other tonight. It's Jesuit versus Lake Oswego. What are your first impressions as we get ready to launch into this very special championship game?
Both teams are solid. Both coaches are solid. Goalies are solid. So I think it's really going to come down to the heart, the hustle, and the little things. On my way over here today, I was actually thinking about it, and we haven't had a state championship since 2019, right?
Right.
So LO lost that one to Jesuit in what some would call a controversial officiating call.
All right.
And, you know, their 8 seniors have been chewing on that now for 3 years. So I think they're going to be a little hungry. Obviously, Jesuit wants a repeat, and that's totally reasonable and within their control. But, man, 8 seniors chewing on that for 3 years with no chance at it until now.
Well, now as we get ready to start this game, we kind of start with something already going in favor of LO. In fact, there will not be an official draw to start the game. Lake Oswego will start with the ball because of something that was recognized before the game.
Yeah, so illegal uniform here. If you look down over at the goalkeeper for Jesuit, she's in green, not matching her team in black. And so that's an illegal uniform there, and Jesuit will get the first draw.
Now, Jesuit went ahead and said...
LO
will get the first draw.
Yeah.
Jesuit's been saying, hey, we've been wearing this green jersey all season long when we wear our black uniforms. Nobody's apparently called them on it. State championship game, they called them on it. So that is why when you're looking out here and saying, where's the draw? It's not happening. And Leela Turley will start things off at center. Anyway, they're making an announcement about that now, but have you ever seen that in a state championship game?
I got to be honest, I haven't, but I also haven't seen a time that I can think of where there was different colored uniforms. I think traditionally everyone just wears the same color, and that's what's happening. So, you know, LO's got to do what LO's got to do. It's within the rules, and they're well within their right to get the ball.
And they dealt with it before the game, so they're allowing them to continue wearing the green uniforms instead of changing it. A lot of defensive pressure, but there's an early whistle, and it will be an opportunity for LO to continue on as they move forward. It's Lauren Smith with it. She gets it off to Corvelli. Corvelli up to Doan. Doan had a couple of goals the last time these two teams played. We'll talk about that game as tonight's broadcast goes on. LO looking for that opportunity. Here comes the double team. And now they're up top to Anders. Anders had a big game in the semifinal with 5 goals against OES.
Jesuits applying a little bit more pressure on ball than they did in the semifinals, maybe looking to disrupt the Lakers a little bit here.
Last time these two teams met, it was 10-8. It was the first game of the season, so they meet first game. They're going to beat last. Nice defensive play as it's knocked out by Santiago.
That's a huge takeaway there. I was talking with Coach Lauren Blumhart for Jesuit earlier, and she said they had a great week of practice and made some adjustments on both the attacking and defensive end.
Tried to get it down in the corner of the hub, but there was turned over. And now when firing it back into De Geest, she's able to come away with it and will try to advance it. Now she's back in that circle and in the crease, and she says, okay, now I can take my time. And fires it up the near sideline, trying to get it to Lockhart.
Jesuit looks to be depending really on their attackers right now to ride. If you notice, they drop back their defense completely into the 8-meter area near the critical scoring area.
So again, moving it around, trying to find a home as they get set on that offense. Up top, Conti had it for a moment. There's Anders. Anders comes into tonight with 55 goals. Leading scorer on that team, always seeming to be around the net. Good patience being employed here early by LO. Maybe a way to get some jitters out. I think you made that great point, Sean. You know, a lot of the seniors were freshmen the last time they were here. So nobody's really had this experience, many of them out on the field. Here's an early shot. Great back check, and that one's swallowed up by the keeper, Partovi. And here comes Jesuit.
And again, LO just so brutal in that ride. They just swarm to the ball. I don't know how they do it.
So Patelli comes in, wants to try and spin, and then smartly backs out.
Yeah, really nowhere to go. I think they were 1v4 almost.
Down low, they're trying to get the pass in, and another errant pass up the left sideline. 2 turnovers by Jesuit.
Yeah, I think they needed to work the ball around there a little bit and just calm themselves down. I don't think going to go right away is the move they were looking for. But
so again, another errant pass up this sideline. A lot of nerve showing.
Definitely. Like we mentioned, we haven't had a state championship since 2019, so this is big for everybody.
The pressure creates another turnover, and it's picked away by LO. Running up quickly, Barrett Doan. 2-on-4, she'll wait. Well, at least for a moment as the rain continues to fall. Looking down low, here's a quick shot and a goal. The first one of the night by Edie Prager.
A little bit of slow break action there. Got the ball out wide to Anders and then just waited. That's Edie Prager. Made a great cut. Just had a little bit of space and shot at far post, which is really a smart thing to do because as she comes across the face of the goal, that's going to move the goal, and she sent it right back where she was.
She has been playing, lifted her level in the last 7 games up to 4.5 points per game. She picks up one there with the goal. Again, the assist by Anders, great vision. And the Lakers off to an early start. So how will Jesuit respond as they get their first opportunity for the draw? And out there taking it will be Gigi Abernathy against Millie Prager. Teammates on club, both freshmen, both impressive.
Yeah, a lot of good freshmen on both of these teams, impact players. And there's another one.
Swallowed up by Turley. She seems to be everywhere on the draw. Quick throw up the far side. Beautiful interception by Jesuit.
That's Sydney Kim out there. Such a stud. She has great footwork, ability to read the ball. Love watching her play on both sides of the field.
So she'll carry it in. Looking for somebody inside. Now she'll go ahead and back out, and they'll get the ones they want. And there's one in front, shot and a goal. I heard a whistle.
Yeah, unfortunately, so Piper Daskelos there did a great job of just sitting in the middle of that zone coverage. But that was a shooting space call, and at the collegiate level, simultaneous whistle is going to be a goal, not at the high school level.
So she gets it at the 8-meter for the free shot. Still 1-0 Jesuit. Comes in, makes her move, left side, stick side goal for Piper Daskelos.
Piper Daskelos, player of the year for the Metro, heading to Hopkins. She's only a junior, so she's a problem on everybody's list for next year as well. She's a lefty as well, and that's one of the things that makes her so dangerous. And I don't know if you saw, but off that push, she was quick off the line. She's powerful, she's quick, and she's a lefty, so.
And she's got a sister on the team in Georgia who might not see as much time yet, but you know what? Come next year, you have 2 of them out there. Might be easier for the broadcasters. They just have to call them Georgia and Piper. They won't have to go with Daskelos to Daskelos. We get ready for a draw. 1-1, 20-28 to go first half. Is this game already shaping up to be kind of what we expected? A lot of back and forth. Tight game between these two. Chasing it down. Who else? Turley.
There she is again.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking with Lauren Anderson, and I think for me, too, I watched Turley play club earlier this year, and she's such a surprise stud that just comes out here and does the gritty work, gets the ground balls. You know, maybe we'll score 1 or 2 goals a game, but doing all the other things that really matter that put her team ahead.
Moving the ball through the center. Nice job by the Lakers as it gets up to Smith. She carries it in. There's the whistle from behind. Looked like maybe a push.
Just a legal check there.
Got it.
Towards the body.
So they will set up. Anders up top. Looking for a little help. Pass on the wing. Ball loose.
Push going to be called.
Courtney Havel went ahead and drew that one inside the 8-meter. So she'll get the free shot. See if she can give her team back the lead. Winding up. Just a fire and a goal. A blistering shot by Courtney Havel. 2-1 LO.
That is a juice play right there, Todd. That was a little chancy for me. Courtney, you're just going back, winding up and ripping on Sydney. She made it work, but that's chancy.
It's interesting that because when I was watching the NC2A championship, Boston College versus North Carolina, the Boston College player, North, I believe is her name.
Yep, Charlotte North.
Yeah, Charlotte North.
Winner.
She was doing exactly that, winding up, and then they blew the whistle, and she just unloaded. And I just wonder if that's something that Havel might say, maybe I can try this. May have learned it from her. I don't know.
Yeah, not a lot of kids, even at the D1 level, are doing that because it makes it a little easier for the goalie to track the ball because it's so far out. But if you have the power, the placement, and a little bit of deception, worth a shot. But, everyone wants to be Charlotte North, right? I want to be Charlotte North. I want to go back in time and be Charlotte North.
Loose ball picked up. Lakers Again, the draws right now going in favor of LO and therefore helping them out offensively as Anders has it down near the goal line. Gonna make her move. She has space, looks for a teammate in front, but nice defense by Jesuit to knock that away.
That was a good idea by Anders there, looking to dump it off, but great job by Jesuit defense to get sticks up and be disruptive.
Partovi gets it out over on the sideline to Mason Young. However, LO steals it back, looking for help. Ball loose. Perfectly played by Sydney Kim again. She deflects it to her teammate Partovi, the keeper. Oh, that was some impressive defense. Partovi showing great control with that stick.
Oh, errant pass there. That's anyone's ball.
Looking for help. Players crashing all over the place.
Yeah, that's a good call there. Just a little bit of an off-ball push. Officials, again, are probably going to call it a little tight early. Keep the girls safe. Keep it in control.
Tessa Randall trying to move up.
Oh, that was an unfortunate one there. Looked like a pretty good back check. But again, officials 4 team on the field. They have the best view in the house. They're professionals. They know what they're doing.
Nice to have all of them out there as Randall again coming up the right side looking for some help. Being pushed back. Got 3 Lakers on her now.
You know, I'm really impressed with Randall. She's not a club kid. She's just an athlete. I think she might be a basketball player, but she's a junior. And, you know, if you look at the stat sheet, she's a significant contributor on, you know, Jesuit, which is a really hard team, you know, to get a leg up in, to get playing time in, because they have so many great athletes that go there.
Here comes Jesuit.
So LO is in the backer again, pressing out.
But that more, that again, that looks like that zone that they're playing again.
Right, yeah. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be disruptive, get on hands, cause turnovers, cause errant passes. You know, with any defense you play, there's going to be a risk and a reward factor. So right now they're hoping that they're applying enough pressure that Jesuit can't get the passes. If you notice, Piper went inside. She's kind of almost backing the backer, which is causing, see how there's a slide up now from low?
Right.
That's taking away space and opening up space for teammates. Either she's going to be open or someone on the backside is going to be open, and they need to start taking advantage of that. They're not going to outrun this zone. They need to outpass it.
There's the pass inside, and it worked. Well called as Piper Daskalos has her second.
The professor is in, Todd.
Thank you. Class has begun.
Yeah, class is
Sit
in
down and
session.
open your books, people.
Get out the notepads.
Well, that was perfectly called, and that's the whole thing. The interesting is watching Piper move up high and kind of come up against the D that's up high and then just slide down where she creates that space in that opening, and then she just can turn.
So she's backing the backer because both the on-ball player and the backer are focused on the ball.
Right.
So that means someone else has to slide up to her, which then they're leaving their zone essentially open.
Yeah.
We'll see what kind of, I mean, Lauren Anderson's a wizard, let's be honest. So I think there's going to be some adjustments here. But also, you know, Jesuit hasn't won a draw, right?
I don't know. They have not won yet. Coming out, Randall on with Prager.
So that's an adjustment there. Randall instead of Gigi taking the draw. She's a little bit taller, so she might be trying to self-draw over Millie.
This one, close. Wow, Prager did a nice job screening Randall off after making that draw, the move.
She did just enough that,
And Anders goes down with a little bit of extra help from the Jesuit defense. Not sure who caught her.
Yeah, a little check through the sphere. I think it was on Santiago, but apparently they're letting him play college rules, and she just kind of millied herself away from that there.
2-2, 16 minutes to go between these two teams. Ball up top.
Courtney's another one, so good with her footwork.
In front, looking for the shot, taken but blocked. Nice defensive play that time by Avery Edwards to block the shot and carrying it out, Abernathy.
And their teammates right there chasing each other down.
Over on the wing.
Oh,
here's
looking
an
to go
opening.
early. Yeah, that's a shooting space call there. Again, shooting space just means that as you're looking to go to goal, if you're not within a stick's length, and you're in the goal lane, that's going to be a foul. It's just a safety issue. They don't want people firing those balls into other players since there's virtually no equipment.
Parker House set, trying to give Jesuit their first lead of the night here in the state championship game. Looks to shoot right into the middle.
Made that a little too easy for Greta there. It was right into the stick side high. Almost a pass there, but I do think there was a slight deflection on that. Probably not where Parker wanted to go.
Doan carrying it up. Hesitation move, good footwork, and heads towards the end line. Drops it back behind her. Oh, the pass just in the wrong spot.
Yeah, working the draw and dump there.
Edie Prager would have been ready if that had been on her right side. She had a lane wide open. So again, this back and forth 2-2. Physical play. These two teams know each other well from club and, of course, from high school. They look for that opportunity to play each other. And I do just find it fascinating. They played first game of the year, and here they are playing the last game of the year. It just makes sense. Up top.
Yeah, if Courtney would have caught that left. Oh, nice dodge.
Spin move. Shot and a goal.
Courtney is having herself a game. So she really should have gone lefty up there, so she just could have caught and shot immediately on that first one. She comes off it righty up, has to make an adjustment with her feet. She kind of quarterbacked out, if you noticed, and then as that double came, she just split the double and went right underneath. Just textbook of something she probably works on in the backyard.
Man,
and then the finish.
Oh, yeah.
Low. She went from high to low.
Right in the corner, nonetheless. She was going into about like a 6-inch area right inside the post. A beautiful shot.
Yeah, she knew where she wanted to go with that ball.
So again, it just keeps going back and forth. We got a great battle going between Turley and Randall outside the circle as they're just pushing back and forth a little bit, trying to grab Turley, staying as close as she can to Randall.
Yeah, I think they need one to go up in the air and to win it cleanly for Jesuit to get something going here. That one's a chance.
Then there it is. Randall after it, but here she comes. Turley in there.
Yeah, once that ball goes to the ground, it's all Turley all day.
Now it's down on their 50-50 ball. Who's going to come up with it? Turley had it. Now it's bounced out, goes to the turf. Finally grabbing it. No, over the sideline, and it belongs to Ella.
And that out-of-bounds line over on that side is so hard to see because of the white logoing.
Right.
So, players even on top of it might not know quite what they're looking at.
Nice hesitation move by Smith to come up, but back-checked away and picked up by the Crusaders.
We'll see if they opt to take a breath here and get themselves set up.
Santiago goes and sets it up behind. Now again, going against that zone.
Lauren Smith right now acting as the backer.
Ooh, that could have looked like it hurt, but she's up and running, which is a good sign for Randall. She slipped on this wet turf down there. Doesn't have the ball anymore. We're still watching her. Seems to be all right. She gets the ball back.
Now they got Abernathy inside. Oh, nice seam there, cut. That was Karis. She was open for a little while.
Hesitation move inside.
And again, that one was a shooting space call. You see as she looked to wind up and the player was coming towards her. If she would have shot that, it would have hit the player. That's a safety issue.
Got it. It's a beautiful fake, by the way, too, because she made the pump and the player
you got
came
to convince, you have to be looking to shoot. That is one of the parts of the rule. So, she convinced the official she was looking to shoot, and that player was in the way.
Not able to convert that time, but still Jesuit comes up with a loose ball.
Now, that was good tracking by Greta. Went down low for that. Unfortunately, that's a heartbreaking thing about a goalie sometimes is you do the work to get the save, and then it dribbles out, and the team gets it again.
So right now, Jesuit looking inside for Daskalos, inside that zone. Can't find her just yet. Tough moves by Abernathy up top, but just not cracking that zone. Loose ball going for it is Turley. She'll battle. Oh, she was battling for it. The LO coaching staff not liking the call.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the signal there. It could have been a cover or a held check, possibly.
Loose ball goes all the way into DeGeest, and she'll go ahead and send it out to the near side as LO gets their sticks in the way of those shots as it comes up here to the near side for Prager. Prager's going to try and outround a couple. Nice hesitation move, gets it over to Smith. Smith carries it in. Prager cutting down the middle. She had her but didn't see her. Instead, we'll set it up. Anders flips it over to the far side where Wynn's got it. And we have got what appears, I'm not sure, we've got the clock running.
So there's actually a fourth official that's down in the box. And normally there's not. There's not normally even 3 officials. So what they ended up calling was an illegal substitution. You have to come through the box, A, and then B, all the way off before the player comes on. So
that's called against Jesuit.
I thought it was. So all they're going to really do, well.
No, now it looks like it's going to be Jesuit's ball. But the players I saw coming on at the time were Jesuit players.
I think it's just a.
See, she's
signaling.
It's LO's ball.
Yeah.
There they go. So they're getting this clarified down on the field, and they've got it ready, and it will be Lakers' ball.
Field against Jesuit for an illegal substitution. It remains LO's ball.
And officials are mic'd up, I think, amongst themselves, but the fourth official that's actually down in the box doesn't have one.
Okay.
So there's just a little bit of confusion there, making sure they're getting the right call, which everybody wants to see.
You always want that in a championship game.
Yeah, so it's going to the dot. And it should be a whistle start from there.
There it is. So now we're underway. There's some players cutting down the middle, looking for a little bit of help.
Todd, and that wasn't super costly because they had the ball, but if they didn't, that would have been a turnover, and that would have been a problem.
Anders looking. They throw it to the far side. Anders pump fake. She takes the shot, and it sits on the goal line but doesn't go in. Oh, it slipped out of her stick and then did not go. There was nobody in the net. She made a great fake at Anders but couldn't get the shot off. And stepping on the line, on the sideline.
Blumhardt wants a push, and it was out of bounds was the call.
Mason Young, she's been struggling with that.
Yeah. I don't think, again, they're trying to have Mason run up the sidelines. That's not the way to beat LO. You don't beat them with your feet. They need to use Sydney, go back to her, and then back up the other side as all the slides come to Mason, because Mason had a double team on her right there. Oh.
Up top, opportunity was presented for Conti. Couldn't come up with it. Instead, it's Turley outside. Goes to Anders, top shelf, gets it over the shoulder. And Kate Anders has her first of the evening.
Scoring for the Lakers.
And again, Todd, there wasn't much there. That was just a tight window. She caught it, she turned, she shot, goal. Like, it doesn't take them much, which means Jesuit needs to get sticks on sticks. They can't be content to just stay behind their cutters.
So 4-2 the score, a timeout called by a Jesuit. As they go ahead, Coach Lauren Blumhardt says, all right, let's talk this thing over, maybe give you a little bit of a breather. There's been a lot of emotion out there, as we mentioned, nerves, things like that. Are you seeing mistakes that you don't normally see from Jesuit at this time?
I think from both teams, that opening 3-4 minutes,
yeah.
I don't think we watched the semifinals together up here, and I don't remember seeing either team throw the ball away as much as we did in the first 2 minutes. Even like the ground ball over in the corner, there was 3-4 players. No one could pick it up cleanly. So definitely some nerves being shook off. I think LO's getting the better hand of it, and they've had the ball longer.
Are you, as a coach right now, talking to them about offense? Are you talking to them about defense? Or are you just kind of talking about overall kind of performance and feelings out there? Because as we talk about on offense, they have gotten a couple of opportunities, some, but they're playing a zone, which I'm guessing they don't see a lot of.
Yeah.
And then on defense, well, they've given up 4 goals, and it looks like there's something lacking there. So where do you deliver your speech?
I think something lacking is the key.
Okay.
Right now, like, LO's had all the juice plays. They've had all the big calls. The little things are kind of going their way, and
right.
they're hyped up. They're ready to go. They're feeling good. And Jesuits had, yes, a couple of goals, but they haven't had any, and honestly, some awesome interceptions on defense.
Yes.
But what has come out of some of those is not goals, right?
Right.
So there's nothing really to look back and say, like, we did that, and
Sure.
that's our hype play. So I think, you can see her. She's in the circle right now trying to hype up her kids. And I think that's what they need. They need the hunger, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be the little things.
And maybe they need a little bit of each other. Because sometimes it looks like, great, an interception was made, and then they're running 75 yards with the ball instead of just using each other, keeping their space, and going tic-tac-toe finish. Instead, they're going run, slow it down, set up the off. It's almost like they're allowing LO. They need to pass better. Like you said, you can't run against LO's pressure when you're bringing it up. We saw that OES ran into a wall every time they tried to bring it up. But if they'd stayed apart and used the passing lanes, it would have been much easier.
Yeah, I think it goes back to, I'll say it again because I think a lot of people enjoyed it. And the reason it stuck in my mind is because I want to use it for our club team, Lacrosse Northwest, is that sometimes you, sometimes me, always we scenario. And both these teams have the puzzle pieces to win a state championship.
Yeah.
It's clear there's a reason they're here. It's going to be about who comes together and fits that puzzle correctly.
So right now, LO's got the edge 4-2. We are about a quarter of the way through this one. 10:03 to go in the first half. Great crowd showing up on both sides. So we got
Still
Jesuit.
piling in.
I know. We got Jesuit over there. We got LO, the great students. God, I don't know if those are parents in the middle or what we've got there, but certainly we've got big flags. I mean, you got to love it when kids show up for state championship games. Always a joy. And right now we're back to center for another draw.
So this is a big moment in a strange way. I know it seems early, but Jesuit's got to win a draw.
And the whistle comes in.
There's a push call off ball against Jesuit there.
Yeah, so all of a sudden it goes back to
great
LO.
Pressure by Parker.
Parker House comes in, makes the play.
So in girls lacrosse, anytime there's a trip, an inadvertent or not, if you accidentally trip someone, that's going to be a call there. She actually signaled through the sphere, but looks like Gigi got tripped.
So coming up the near side, Ensminger. She's still got it. Will carry it in. Looking to go ahead and get it set up top for Randall. Down into the corner for Patelli. Looking for cutters in the center. Oh, the one time didn't happen.
It was a good idea. Parker was open. She was a little slow to see it there and obviously didn't connect on the pass, but they're getting the idea of what to do. It's just going to be about making those connections now.
And again, going against a zone, you look for the lanes and you fill them. If it's open, get in there, because just turning and spinning against a zone, somebody's going to slide, but that also means somebody's open. Look on the far side. Keep your head up. That's what we saw so much. I thought both Jesuit and LO did in the semis. Their players kept their heads up.
Yeah, I'd like to see 3 up top here, how they have it right now. I wish they would stay in that and move the ball quicker, because that way when you move the ball, you're going to wear out the defense. See how the zone shifts every time the ball moves? If you're just running, they get a run with you.
Yep.
If you move the ball, the defense gets tired, which is really what you're looking to do, and then you can attack those seams.
Patelli goes for the shot, just misses over the top that time. It'll remain Jesuit ball. They'll quickly bring it back up and in, but a little bit too fast.
Yeah, you need to bring the ball in relative to where it went out of bounds, and I don't think
that was about 15 yards away.
Refs aren't going to like that one too much.
She was on the end,
her
and it was on the R.
ruler is different than the official size.
Yeah. There was certainly a few letters missing in the end zone area. All right, taking a look, Santiago over to Abernathy.
Yeah, if they can move that ball, there you go.
In front, shot, save, no, it rolls through.
Greta with a great job tracking that, just a little too much power on it, dribbled in.
Randall comes up with her first goal of the night to close the gap. And I don't know what Coach said during that huddle and timeout, but Jesuit's energy level and their ability to attack was completely different in that series than I think we've seen in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and just having the ball like that, a longer possession on attack, is going to end up benefiting them in the long run, because the defense is going to get more worn out and more worn down as the zone goes on. Because they have to shift every single time the ball moves. So that's what I would really focus on, is moving the ball up top, attacking those seams, attacking that elbow area, see if they can wear LO down a little bit.
Well, it'll be a good sign to see whether or not LO eventually comes out, or when they come out of the zone, go back to man. They did it at halftime of the OES game. they switched to man, which the OES players didn't understand. They said, we couldn't break the zone. Why'd they go to man? But we'll see what LO decides to do. I am not questioning Lauren Anderson's decisions down on the sideline.
Yeah, and Jesuit got their first draw there, so that was really big. Got a couple of fresh bodies in there, it looks like, as well.
Riley Mullen had it there for a moment. Now again, it's back over. Oh, over there on the 6. That was the wrong side. Sorry, Lucy Maddox.
I got you. They call Lucy 5 feet of heat.
Oh.
She's got that. She's awesome. I coached her a little bit of indoor this year, and I wanted her to play attack, and I wanted her to play defense, and she told me she was an attacker, but I was like, no, you're a defender. But in indoor, you get to play everything, so it's awesome.
That's very good, and she can still be the 5 feet of heat on the offense or defensive end of things.
All right, so we got a flag there, and that just means the officials saw the foul, but they didn't want to end the scoring play. So as Tessa dropped the ball, that's when they decided scoring play's over. She no longer has control, and that was a 3 seconds call.
Now, Randall had the ball. They're giving it up to Abernathy.
She was closest to where the foul occurred.
Okay.
And the foul was 3 seconds, which I'll explain after this one.
Abernathy, the move, shot, goal, ties this one up at 4.
And the momentum has shifted. You can feel it here. Jesuits jazzed. So for those of you who aren't big lacrosse fans at home, 3 seconds is actually the opposite of basketball. And it is that you can't, as a defender, be hanging out inside the 8 without a defender or without an attacker. So you got to be with a stick's length.
Yep.
So if like Piper's in there, they can be within a 6 length guarding her.
Yep.
But you can't just be hanging out in there on your own because that clogs it, and then that's where we get those shooting spice violations, and it gets a little dangerous. So you're clogging in front of the goal.
So Abernathy was closest to the player who was in there.
Who committed the foul, yeah. And with the flag, it's even more complicated because as an official, you're seeing it, you flag it because you don't want to take away from the offense and the action.
Right.
And then you have to remember who did it and where they were when it happened. Again, the officials are amazing. If you want to get paid to work out and, get yelled at by parents, it's a great way to do both.
Ball rolling. LO gathers control. Looking to carry it on up. They do. Smith carries it through. He's got a head of steam.
First team defender there. And
still
is she an
moving.
attacker?
At it again.
Yeah, that was through the sphere there. And the LO crowd is going crazy. Yeah, Lauren Smith's a first-team defender, but, she's one of those kids I was talking with LA, and she's like, we got, 7, 9 kids that can play attack.
Yeah, she has shown that. She actually made a great move, drew the foul.
I think she might be looking to pass to someone. Okay, opposite take it out and re-dodge here. And she's the nicest kid, too, Todd.
Yeah?
She's one of the nicest kids.
I love it when you find kids like that, really, really nice. Put them out here, put a stick in their hand, they just become fierce.
Yeah,
fierce
and
competitors.
She wants to learn, too. She's a senior, and she was asking a million questions at indoor this year. Love that when the kids are engaged. Oh.
Move inside, shot, save that time.
Tight window again.
Partovi with a great save. Anders had the shot, but Partovi was right there.
LOs just have so many weapons on attack, sharing the ball, keeping their feet moving.
Looking inside, trying to come up with it, down on her knees, lost the ball, coming free, and then a stick.
Kind of an unfortunate call, the right call, but when someone's on the ground and you're trying to check the stick, it's hard to not go through the sphere.
Right. So unfortunate, but again, you talked about it. It's the safety issue. Now they're getting everybody set up. Jesuit players on the far side needing to be a little further. LO players needing to be further.
Yeah, we have the penalty zone that got
pass over,
wide
quick
open.
Shot and a goal. Edie Prager off the feed from Riley Mullen.
Great job there. Being unselfish, seeing what is there. And again, that moves the goalie. That makes the save difficult. Because she was ready for her to shoot, passes it off, has to readjust her feet, reestablished, and then track the ball.
And then on top of that, Prager had the wherewithal to shoot the bouncer, which is then really hard. If it's a straight shot right in the air, I think you got a better chance when you're moving to get that one unless it's back across your body.
Right.
But she goes with the bouncer, That one's even harder when you're taking it straight on. But a great shot, great moving for Prager. She's now got 2 on the night, the first goal of the game, and now she gives her team the 5-4 lead. No
Bouncers
surprise.
will go.
Oh, yes.
Bouncers will go.
But this is really shaping up to be close to what they did earlier this year, 10-8, in a tightly contested game, start of the season. Loose ball. Abernathy comes away with it.
Ooh. That was a big-time swing there.
Barrett Doan trying to knock that one away on a back check. Didn't come up with it. This time it just pops out of the stick. Sydney Kim retrieves.
Yeah, you got to give them 4 meters. I don't think trying to butt check someone when they haven't reestablished play is the way to go on that. I know they're hungry to get the ball back and giving it their all, but got to play within the rules.
Anders has picked up 3 yellow cards and a red this year, so she's one to push it a little bit, and certainly a competitor, there's no doubt.
Yeah, she's a competitor. She's a fire player, you know.
She's been very, very involved. She knows players are coming at her. Ball on the far side for Randall.
Shooting space call. And that can happen in the zone. If you're not moving quickly, while the ball moves in the air, you can kind of catch yourself in some spots you don't want to be in.
Again, go back to coaching, how to take advantage of the zone and create those opportunities. Randall cuts in, bouncer, shot. Didn't even know where it was. DeGeese turned around, thought it was in the goal. It was in her lap and then dropped to the turf. Holy smokes. Feed out there, comes right back to DeGeese. That was, I mean, I don't know how she didn't know that it didn't hit her.
Yeah, Anders wide open in the middle.
If she can get it up there, DeGeese
I don't know how long her clear is, so.
Long enough, goes right out there, but whoops, somebody left it behind, and it's grabbed away by Santiago. Oh, a tough one there for Doan. She thought she had it, but it popped out.
Yeah, and if she did, it was Anders to next.
Daskalos, the quick turn and fire from the lefty with a bullet.
Mean, yeah, that was a shot. There's a reason she's going to Hopkins, and that was it right there. I mean, and no time, Todd. I don't know if you noticed that. She caught it and shot it. Like, a lot of girls will be like, I would like to cradle 18 to 19 times right now and let the goalie readjust, but not Piper. She's fired up, ready to go. 5-5. I didn't even know what the score was. I'm going to be honest. I'm just loving this game right now.
I thought you were talking about her height.
Oh, no. Well, I think that's being generous.
Okay.
So I stood next to her a couple times. And
hey, but I do have one question. You know, she is going, we've mentioned, she's going to Johns Hopkins. Now, in men's lacrosse, while that is a D3 school in most sports, it's D1 in lacrosse, also for women's lacrosse,
Also for women's lacrosse, yeah.
Wow, impressive. Well, that's going to be a great opportunity, a wonderful school, and certainly, again, I remember hearing in that broadcast for the NC2A championships, Oregon, not so well known for players, but I think we're starting to see a lot more make names for themselves around the country.
Oh, I think some friendly fire there on LO. 2 players going hard for that ball, and
Santiago
got knocked to the turf.
Picking it up. She'll set it up. Out comes Prager. Does her job, as we call the Drago.
Drago.
Yeah.
For those of you at home, that's something we.
Oh, a shot.
I thought that was going to be shooting space.
By Abernathy. Abernathy kind of hesitated there for a moment.
I think she thought it was going to be shooting space, so she held up and then no whistle. Okay.
I'll shoot. First lead of the night for Jesuit. Right before the half, they have been down all night, but Abernathy getting her first. And Jesuit, with 2 in a row, takes the lead at 2 minutes and 1 second.
Man, what a game.
We've
got it all.
We really do.
Momentum shifts. We've got illegal uniforms.
Hey,
we've got subbing violations. This is what kids live for. This is like the 2 most boring calls I can think of. We also have fire shots and a zone, so we got the goods.
We got all the goods. A lot of players way off the circle right now. Over on the near side, Randall and Turley.
Yeah, I think they're both looking to get a run on this. I mean, both are speedy.
Turley seems more like she's guarding Randall than Randall is Turley.
Yeah. Oh.
Early, who went? Jesuit ball.
A little draw there. So, yeah, just someone went early. They're going to have to bring it back to where the draw occurred. So this gives LO a chance to ride, but smartly, they get it off early. And again, they could be just wearing down the zone a little bit. Defense is moving.
Daskalos had it for a moment, thought one more time about it, and backed off. Sliding down the middle, they've got to keep an eye on her. Here comes Randall on the right side, taking about 4 LO players with her. Daskalos gets it in the middle, tries to turn. There's gonna be another foul, so it'll be Daskalos setting things up, and with 1:30 to go, gives an opportunity for Jesuit to get a 2-goal
Called
lead.
a check across the body there. LO's just trying to collapse hard when that ball gets inside. You might notice they're even trying to push off the edge there to just give the defender on the side an extra boost. Gabby was doing it, opted not to.
Shot, goal, 4th on the night. It's been the Daskalos show. 7-5 in favor of Jesuit.
Yeah, I mean, watching Piper, Kate Honors, and, Courtney Havel shooting. I mean, we got fire kids out here. Oh, and we got goal line celebrations as well. You don't always get to see that at the high school level. You see it sometimes at the college level. They got some fun stuff. Sidelines have jobs too. Just because you're off doesn't mean you're not doing anything.
Got to be focused, got to be ready. Right now, Coach Lauren Anderson for LO asking about something. I'm not sure what she wants. She was referring to a couple of players that are down here in front of us wearing McNary Lacrosse. She's saying she wants them back.
All right, LO ball here.
Off the draw, it goes to LO, and
I think it must have been a foul there, so it goes back. And then Drago here.
there, Prager's off.
For those of you who couldn't tune in with us before, Drago is our now term for draw off, get off.
That's right. Instead of the Fogo, which they have in men's lacrosse, Professor came up with Drago, and we love it. We're sticking with it. Ball up top, and there we go.
Shooting space call there.
Now,
yep.
Okay, so it was inside the 8. Here we go.
Let's see what Courtney comes up with here on her 8-meter.
Havel winding up. She had this work last time. Tries again. Shot. Goal. That's 2 of them tonight.
That one hurts because Sydney knew right where it was going, but just too much power on it from Courtney. 5-hole, I think, and they went. I mean, low is the way to go, for sure.
4 goals in the last minute 30 in this one to jack it up to 7-6. Jesuit with the lead as we head towards halftime. You would think at some point this might slow down a little bit, but I think when people look at the statistics from the first half, the shooting percentages are really high.
Yeah.
Really, really high right now. They're just being efficient, patient, and firing it on. Goalies hate it. It's killing their their save percentages, which, by the way, for DeGeest was 66% over her last 8 games. But then again, when it's the top 2 teams in the state, that can happen.
Check crossbody there.
One again by LO. They needed to get that back. 30 seconds left here in the first half. They'll try to give themselves one more opportunity, and as they bring it up, Lockard now up to Anders. Abernathy on her. Oh, that one, a misplay by Doan.
Unfortunate
and
there.
It goes over the end line with 12 seconds left and counting, which means we're probably going to wind up seeing a 1-goal game here at halftime. Looking to bring it up. House gets it knocked away. 1 second left. There's your horn, and that is where we sit at the end of our first half. The score, Jesuit 7, Lake Oswego 6. This game's living up to all the hype. We've got a second half coming your way in just a few minutes. Don't go away. I'm Todd Mansfield, along with Sean Hanson. We'll be back with the second half after this.
Throughout the state of Oregon, here at halftime. And that's going to take place in just a couple of minutes, so you don't have much time to hit that snack shack. Get some of those warm drinks and some of those nachos. And first, I'd like for everybody to give a big cheer to the unbelievable scoreboard here at Oregon City Pioneers Stadium. Who has a Jumbotron in high school? That's what I want to know. And they also have a time machine, too. They were able to turn a beautiful June Friday night into a beautiful March Friday night. All right, folks, the winners of each individual league here in the state of Oregon, the people that took the Metro League are on the field right now, and that's the Jesuit Crusaders. And accepting the award is their junior varsity head coach, Nikki Brooks. Congratulations, Crusaders. And the Northwest Oregon League, that'll be the Newburgh High School taking the Northwest Oregon League, and accepting is head coach Michaela Easterlin and assistant coach Emma Fanger. Congratulations, Newburgh. And for the Portland League, Oregon Episcopal School, and accepting is head coach Sean Patrick. And for the Three Rivers League, that was Lake Oswego High School, who's right here. And accepting is their junior varsity, mind you, undefeated junior varsity head coach, Katie Strayhorn Brown. Congratulations, Lake Oswego. And for the Willamette Valley, McNary High School took the Willamette Valley League, and accepting is head coach Becca LaFramboise and assistant coach Myra Fairman, in addition to the McNary seniors. Congratulations, McNary. And for the South League, coming all the way up from South Eugene High School, winning the South League, accepting his coach Paul Evans. Congratulations, South Eugene High School. And for the Central Oregon League, Summit High School. Summit High School took the Central Oregon League, and head coach Dan Redotti is accepting the award. Thank you, coaches and McNary seniors, for coming all the way here to Oregon City on a rainy night to accept those awards, but they are well worth it.
Time now for the second half as we continue heading towards the OGLA State Championship finale. It's between Lake Oswego and Jesuit. Jesuit holding a 7-6 lead here at the half. I'm Todd Mansfield along with Sean Hanson, OGLA board member. And Sean, I think, we talked about it during the break. Let's talk about LO real quick. What do they have to do to turn the tide or stem the tide of this surge that's been going on by Jesuit?
I think both teams have the same, goals here.
Okay.
It's going to be who can stay hyped and who can weather the storm. And that's, we saw the kind of the change in the tide as the game went on. And, again, both teams have the capability of winning this game. They have the tools. Who's going to hustle? Who's going to win those ground balls? And who's going to take control? And when things go a little bad, who's going to, stay strong in their game plan?
Abernathy wins it on the draw, gives it up. Hard defense, sliding in, shot, and an early quick goal. That time coming from Santiago.
Yeah, and, you saw the collapse there, Todd. The girls were there. Santiago did a nice job holding her ground, dodged inside. And I think what happened with the shot is it actually got tipped a little bit, and that's why Greta couldn't read it. Right. So unfortunate there for her. I think she's feeling it down there, getting herself mentally ready. You talked about it earlier. The goalies really haven't been a huge factor right now.
Right.
It's all attack. So I think she's just resetting her mind right now and getting herself right.
Well, and that's one of the important things. When you're playing against two strong offenses like this, it's like you're going to give up a lot of goals. It's the two times that you don't that can make the difference. So it's all about just having a few saves and hoping that they come at the right time. On this draw, it goes to the far side, race to the far wall.
Millie with it.
She has it. Nice job by Prager. Hustling off on the near side is Christ. We've got whistles.
Illegal substitution again. This time it goes against LO. So, as I mentioned earlier, it's big when you have possession of the ball because it's a turnover.
Right. It's exactly what happened on that one. So, a slip there by the Lakers and down 2. Jesuit with it and looking to add more. Waiting for that whistle. They'll toss it all the way back. Doing a nice job. They're able to get it over to Ensminger. And now up the middle and over the line onto the left side for House.
Kim did a nice job keeping her head up there, realizing that Gigi had gone over and staying on this side of the restraining line to not get an offsides.
House again. Pushes in and taking a look. They're staying in the zone. So LO stays with it. Trying to get inside Abernathy. Can't. Ball down on the turf. Still loose. 50-50 ball. Abernathy. There's the hustle. There's the drive. 50-50 ball's going to be big.
I'd like to see them send some double cuts, which just means send a cutter from one zone and then from that same spot and try to kind of work a zone a little bit. Make one of the defenders tired. They need to keep the ball hot here, though. They can't outrun this zone.
Abernathy pushes it back to the far side to Randall. Looking for the cross pass. Not there.
Almost had that double cut there.
House takes her time.
Harris had a seam for a second.
Daskalos just sitting there in the center. They're not leaving her.
I don't know if you heard LA down there, Lauren Anderson, the head coach, but she's wanting them to get out on ball, get on their hands, disrupt the pass. In this zone, that's their goal, is to force them into bad passes.
Randall down the center for a moment. There's the slide, the backdoor cut in the center. Over the end line, turnover. There's great defensive pressure by LO. Jesuit maybe forcing the action just a little bit. Great defensive pressure on the far side, but no.
Calls here. Yep. Yeah, so horizontal stick on that one. She just went a little bit, a little bit too much, a little bit of a push there.
So another opportunity, but the ball, knocked loose again as
Another foul.
Hunter trying to get it out of there. Finally, she does. Says, I'm tired of this. Lockhart, you take it.
That's a tough situation when you're standing on the end line and there's not much room to grow, especially as you get behind the goal circle. That field gets super tight.
Right now, having a hard time getting out of there's Lockhart. Finally gets it back into DeGeest, and she'll go ahead and take her time. Look to fire it up. She had the opportunity for Chris right in the center.
Ball's out.
She'll go out to Doan. Doan, nice catch. Will try to advance it, but look at that pressure. Great hesitation move to get by her. Loose ball on the turf, picked up by Jesuit. Going to be Sydney Kim on the turnover.
So this is a big possession now because both teams have made some easy mistakes, some uncaused turnovers.
Looking for the long pass, forcing the action a little bit. That one's going to roll over the end line. Saved in. Nicely played by Jesuit.
I don't think Parker knows she saved that because she's 60 meters down the track and Forrest Gumping it. She's gone. She's back in.
But you're right. I think maybe she was thinking blue line there, and when it crossed, I thought it had gone over the blue line.
Yeah. Again, the lines on this field are pretty hard. They change colors. They move into logos. Again, folks, we got it all here.
Coming up the center, Turley advances it over on the wing, looking for Havel.
It was a nice back check. I would have liked to see her ride all the way till the opposite restraining line, all the way to the 30. That's what it's going to take to be the winner tonight, is effort plays, going all out.
Anders hustles to pick up that loose ball.
Both teams are looking a little tired right now after that track meet we just had.
Certainly House is.
Yeah.
Out there, she's tired. Backing in, sticks her up.
Yes! Oh, a charge
is called.
I told you in the semifinals, Todd, I love a good charge. Doesn't matter which team.
That time it was just Doan backing in and backing in and backing in.
You know, I think that's, who's that down there?
It's these black jerseys with the green numbers. They're hard to see when they're in the front corner.
I think it's Bryn. She just stood her ground and didn't let her in.
Mason Young bringing it up through the center's got 3 Lakers on her. They say the stick was in the circle, up a little high. She'll advance it. Gets it over to Randall. Randall looking to the center. There's the pass shot. Oh, too high. Daskalos knows she had an opportunity.
And one of those weird things about lacrosse, Todd, is that on a shot, it's closest to the ball when the ball goes out of bounds. That's who is going to be awarded the ball there. So that time, Jesuit backing it up with Sophie Patelli.
Tries to run in, ball knocked loose. She grabs it back. She'll head towards the corner. Nice defensive play over on the side by Hunter.
And I think that's what Coach Anderson wants, is that type of pressure.
Randall running around to the top. Now look at, they've got a lot of players coming way out now.
Yeah, they just need to keep the ball hot. And there we go.
In front, shot, goal.
So
Santiago.
tough to stop. That's what they need to keep doing. They need to play, pass back and forth, and then find the seam. Santiago wide open. And again, that's just too tough to stop for Greta. It's, right on her doorstep, wide open.
So when Coach Anderson talks about going out and being on the ball, that's one thing. But if only one player's doing that, she's leaving open a big lane behind her, which is Santiago just ran right through there, caught it and shot it.
Right. What you want is for the the defenders to get out on hands and disrupt the pass.
Right.
That way, if the pass is a little bit off, then you're swooping it up.
And one was doing that last play, but then when it went down towards the end line, the 3 down there did not do it.
Right.
So it's just not everybody's doing it. It's like when you're playing another sport and not everybody is playing defense.
Yeah,
you need to have everybody.
Yep. They got to be, it's a team sport. They got to be on the same page. Looks like there's some type of discussion here with the officials, but going to have a draw.
So 18:40 to go, and the biggest lead of the night for Jesuit, 9-6.
Yeah, and I know it's only 3 goals that can happen, and they can get 3 goals in under a minute, but it just feels like you don't want to get too far behind in this game.
Right. And so right now, an opportunity and a big one for LO. Can they close the gap just a little bit? They've made some mistakes so far here in the second half. Not as sharp as they normally are offensively. They need to do it as a team. Anders with it far side. Trying to make her move and come in. Nice defense played there by Kim. Player come in. I look down for just a moment.
Yeah, so push call there. They sent Warren Smith off and a delayed set in. And so she was kind of, as they exchange, defense wasn't aware of where she was.
Riley Mullins got it up top of the 8. Ready to come in. Cuts in, backs out. Hesitation, move, cuts in, shot and a goal! Oh, that was a thing of beauty.
And if you notice on that one, Bryn went for a big ol' swing on that check. In doing that, she lost the good foot placement that she had defensively, and that's when Mullins just dipped in and went around her.
Man.
So, earlier Bryn with an amazing defensive play on that charge, stood her footing. This time she gives up the positioning for the check.
I love the way Riley sat there, and again, it wasn't just a one step in, a one step out, and then a go. It seemed like it was one in and about 3 out before she came back.
Yeah, that's something
really
we work on a lot. I call it quarterbacking out. You're just taking a couple of those drop steps,
right.
And then she did a nice job. If the seam's there, take it, and sure enough, it was.
So 9-7, the Lakers. This draw, as important, Turley picks it up.
Yeah, and with the draw and that goal, it feels like they're right back in it. The momentum's the tide's turning again.
Anders bringing it up. Has a little bit of space. Goes to the far side. They'll set things up. It goes back through Anders, and she wraps it around. Doan. Looking for a move. Anders tries to go back door, then thinks better of it. Ball inside,
catch.
Anders. She's going to get the call. A great catch inside the 8.
I didn't see much in that foul, but that was an excellent catch by Anders. Great ball control, great ability to catch that.
Havel tossing it in. Anders with the opportunity. Comes in, shot, save that time
big
by
time
Partovi.
Save by Sydney. And now they're leaving it up to Mason to run it out again. There you go.
Now she gives it over on the wing to Randall. Randall uses some explosive speed up the right side. Those long legs tripped up, keeps her balance and advances it. Patelli wraps around to House. House will back it out. Abernathy, they go in front.
Flag's up.
Flag is up.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll even hear coaches yell flag. That way the players are aware and back out and can get whatever the free position is. In this case, it's on that second inside hash, which is not at all a bad place to be.
Santiago's got 2, the only 2 for Jesuit here in the second half. Wants that third, got it!
What
3 in a row.
Bullet. God, it has been a shooter's shot today, Todd.
Yeah. How about that? We've seen 3 of those goals, and we had not seen any of those in the semifinals.
And these goalies are great goalies.
Yeah, right.
I think they're both first team in their respective leagues. We're not slouching.
They give up 5.4 and 5.5 goals per game. Not doing a lot for their goals against average, but again, we're talking also about the great keepers.
Timeout White.
But the great offensive players as well. And Jesuit and coach Lauren Blumhart getting fired up over to the left. I can't tell if Blumhart's a player or a coach. She's jumping around like all they are.
She's got a bad knee, I think, too. So.
Well, I know that Lauren Anderson does.
Yeah, and giving her goalie a big hug there, that was really one of our first big-time saves, and the opposite going on over here.
But, yeah, let's watch what's going on with LO, because Jesuit's enjoying this. They're dancing a little bit to the music. They're thinking, okay, we got this in control, 10-7, we're clicking. LO is a team that they have seen some struggles this year. Remember, they're 15-4 overall, but they've only had 1 loss in the state of Oregon. That is to Jesuit. The other 3 were to teams from Georgia when they went ahead and played those 3 teams before the whole start of the season. And then as for Jesuit, they're 16-0. They haven't lost. So I don't know, I guess for LO right now, what's the talk? What are you telling your kids? How are you keeping their heads up? They seemingly are right there.
I mean, they know what to do. I talked a little bit with Lauren Anderson earlier this week. I think we had a call on Wednesday, and, you know, these seniors are hungry. There's 8 of them. Like, they want this so bad. It's their time. She's done what she can do. You know,
right.
she's paved the path. She's led the way. It's time for them to get down and do the work.
And you know what? As you say that, I'm looking down at their huddle. Lauren is outside, and it's being led by one of the players. The cheers, the yelling, the talking. It's being led by the players, by the seniors. So they're really relying on themselves as a unit to come together. And that's the type of chemistry you look for in championship teams. And if you can find that, that can carry you a long way. And it needs to carry them right now because they're down in a little bit of a hole, but there's loads of time left. 15:48 to go, and it's a 3-goal game.
Yeah, both coaches were complimentary of their teams, of the girls, of how together they are. You know, Lauren Anderson talked about, she doesn't make them do team dinners and make them, do all these types of things. They just do it naturally.
Right.
And that's exactly what you said. You look for that type of team chemistry. But, Lauren Blumhart said the same thing, that this is a great group of girls. They're so coachable. They're so hungry. They love each other so much. So it's anyone's game. My guess is as good as yours at this point. It's a coin toss. But right now, Jesuit with the edge.
They've been clicking right now. The game went to 5-all back with 2:26 remaining in the first half. And since then, it's been 5-2 in favor of Jesuit. And they win that draw. Goes to Randall. Nice back check by Doan. Loose ball at center. On the turf. Thrown around. Picked up. Kim. Great safety by Kim.
And that's just LO not giving it. Nothing easy, right? Like, they won the draw, but LO's right there.
Santiago tries to run in and get that foul call inside the 8. Doesn't happen. Again, now they've switched to man, it looks like. No, still in the zone.
Backer, yep.
And who puts that one in? That's Patelli. And that seemed like, I was confused looking out there. It looked like it was man, which if they're still in a zone, that's not a good situation to be in.
Yeah, obviously, they're sticking with it for a reason. LA sees something that she likes about it. But, they do, as you said in the semifinals, they do have the ability to play man, to go back to something, to switch out. And, Cornell, when they first came out with the 90-second shot clock, would actually switch about 40 seconds in. And that, to really try to throw the players.
Oof. That can be really challenging on the same defensive set to be changing.
When you go to Cornell, you have the players that can do it, right?
But I didn't get in there. Yeah. Oh, well, we won't go down that storyline. The point
no
being,
one wants
though,
to hear about that time.
Nobody does. I certainly don't either. So right
no one
now,
wants to relive it either.
picked up by Abernathy, trying to advance. It does. And Jesuit will look to set things up. Now, taking a look out there, boy, it really, other than when they're way up top like right here, and they've got it.
The only difference is it looks like Jesuit's still playing their offensive set for a zone.
Right.
Oh, a call was just made. They might be switching back into it now.
And they got to do something because right in front is House. Patelli over on the far side. "14 minutes left. House split right down the center. Had an opportunity. Randall, House had it in front in the crease.
Goal circle violation.
Yep.
So that one there in girls lacrosse, you cannot even put a toe on that goal circle.
And that time House just came in a little too far. Nice catch along the sideline. Brought up there on the right by Corvelli. Whistle blown. LO continues back
through
check.
The sphere.
And we've got a yellow coming out. And that on
gonna
Santiago.
So that one's a tough one because that's just repeated major fouls. And the official there, every time you call a foul, you are warning the players to stop doing it. And so he just felt like they were, continually fouling up the sideline and decided to yellow card, not because that foul in particular was egregious, but just because in general they've been fouling too much.
Good passing by LO. They get it up. Ball's loose, however. Now it's on the turf.
So this could be a momentum swing because they're going to have to play woman down for 2 minutes. It's non-releasable at the high school level. So, LO has a chance here to pile on some goals.
They've got to be aggressive, however. They just can't work it around the outside. They've got to try and come up with something. And here they come down the middle with an opportunity. A shot. Save that time. Just off the shoulder of Partovi. Great save. Ball comes out to the near side where it's grabbed.
That's Bryn.
Yep.
And again, LO's just swarming. 4
Ensminger.
players. It goes out of bounds.
Nice pressure by LO as Ensminger can't hold on to it, so instead it's going to be Havel. Oh, they had some players in front. Havel backed off. Gives it up for Anders. She'll set up behind. There are players right there in front. Pass deflected, picked up, shot, no, ball loose. Under, oh, what a shot! Oh my goodness, Gabby Christ with the scoop.
Yeah, a little bit of a juice play there. I don't think she's a main goal scorer she's, I think, a second league defender, in fact. So one of your defenders is scoring, and not only that, but they're doing a shovel shot at almost no angle. So that's going to get LO hyped.
I think Gabby's going to have something to say about that. I mean, that's 10 goals on 12 shots this year. That's 82%.
Yeah, I mean,
she shoots, she scores.
When she knows, she knows. That's for sure. Sure, she'll
She's
tell me
say,
something about it later.
Sean, wait a second. I want a little more love there. You weren't giving me the love.
I hope her mom doesn't email me. I've known them for a long time.
12:29 the time of that goal. 11-8. So again, early on in the penalty, that a big one. This draw large, looming large. It's going to be picked up. Whoa.
Interesting. First time seeing Piper on the draw circle.
That's right. They wanted to get somebody that's going after that aggressively.
So they're still waiting out this card. So LO does have the chance to pressure in their backer zone and not lose down a man.
They've got to go over and try and get that, create the pressure, create the turnover.
It's a good double right there.
Pushing her toward the sideline. Nice job by Gigi. Gets it out of there to House.
Yeah, give credit to Gigi there because she just kept moving her feet. That was an excellent double team. The girls stayed with her the whole time, but Gigi kept moving her feet and didn't give up on it.
Here's another double, and House gets out of it. Great spin moves. Working the clock. Santiago sitting there at the cone, ready to come in, and here she comes. And they've killed it off, only giving up 1 goal. That's big. Santiago with it. Fresh legs. For Daskalos. Hesitation move, in shot, goal. Piper Daskalos.
Oh, man. And look at the body language out there, Todd. This is the make or break moment, I think. You see hands on hips of the LO defenders. And Piper was doing, I don't know, like the Megan Rapinoe kind of. I think she could have taken a bow. Oh, and we got another sideline celebration. It looks like some canoeing.
Yeah, rowing the boat.
Yeah, we have entered uncharted waters, if you will.
Very nice, very nice.
You're welcome, everyone.
I'm really kind of nervous, though, that many kids in a boat, it's going to tip over. I just, at least that's what Lake Oswego fans might be hoping. But right now, Jesuit rolling right along to a 4-goal lead.
I don't remember LO being down this much in the first game. I could be wrong. It was back in March.
Yeah, right.
Who knows what?
Yeah.
But I don't remember. I remember it being tight the whole game.
And as we know, things can get tight in a hurry, dependent upon the draw. And
right, and
we're going
I think,
again.
That's been the difference maker. Jesuit couldn't win the first 7 draws.
Right.
They got a goal, but they were struggling defensively, and now I think they won the last.
And this time, Piper not on the circle, whereas in that last one, while still a woman down, they put her on the circle.
Yeah, I guess they're going with Santiago now that she's back in.
Tries to grab it, but scooping it away is Abernathy. Great stick work.
Yeah, and she's come up with the last few, and that's That's been a game changer there. They've had possession. They've been able to wear down the D.
Pass in front, House shot, just misses wide
that's going
right.
to be a yellow card. So on her follow through and turn, she shot right into Maggie, which is going to be a dangerous follow through. And that dangerous shot is going to be an automatic yellow.
And she is shaking off her right hand right there. So, House goes in for 2. So again, another opportunity to close this gap, but 1 goal's not enough. They've got to find themselves getting potential for 2 as Maggie's trying to work that stick, but in a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, so another 2-minute non-releasable yellow card there. Jesuit will have to play woman down.
Put it up the center to Christ. Christ on up ahead, gets it to Prager. Prager over on the wing for Doan. Doan wants to make a move, stutter step, stops, cuts in. Looking for teammates cutting. Has still room. Shot. Saved that time by DeGeest.
And bodies are flying. It's the WWE out here. Okay. Offsides. Oh.
Well, now I thought we had a flag raised down in the lower right corner.
Might have had a flag
But I guess
raised, but
not.
we got an offsides. Because they're a woman down, you still have to keep 4 back, so the penalty ends up being in the actual critical scoring area. We'll see if, there's 2 options you can play here. You can play kind of a man and try to leave your 2v1 on the backside, or you could go into a 6-woman zone.
Mason Young gets called for the foul up there, and again, it'll be Riley Mullen up top at the 8 with the free shot. This would be a big one.
Oh, false start there by Mason. She should have to go behind.
Wow. And not only that, just a huge step over, and Lauren Anderson pointed to it.
Yeah.
Nobody called that. Havel gives it into the center. Up, and there we
Shooting
go once
space.
again.
Again, just a safety call there. She's looking to go to goal. You've got to be within a stick's length, or you need to get out of the path.
Barrett Doan, ready to enter. Shot, goal. Oh, a big one.
Another shot there. And I'm surprised we're not hearing the chant of "she's a freshman" from the LO boys over there.
Impressive. So many of the freshmen out here playing big roles in the game.
Yeah.
And now, again, the only tough part about this that is such a concern is that I never know how much time's left in the penalty.
Well, you could start writing down what time the penalty.
Hey, you know what? I don't need that. I don't need that
Didn't
from
you go
you.
to Northwestern?
Just because I did that doesn't mean I know how to do that. Oh, yes, I could write it down.
I'm supposed to be the fun one. You're supposed to be the smart one. Remember?
Well, geez, I don't know. I think that's out the window.
All right,
And that's up for
professor's
debate.
back. Professor's back.
Yeah, that's right. That's why we call you the professor.
So I just taught you that.
No, thanks so much. 9:35 now to go in this one, and the game is tight. 3 goals. Great hustle. Loose ball, 50-50. Kicked around, picked up by Wynn.
That's a big-time win by Wynn. Giving her offense another opportunity here. Woman up.
Anders. Ready? We've got substitutions coming on, but they were concerned, and it was Riley Mullen coming on. They don't want to create a problem. Doan. Oh, Doan's got it for Riley, but turned around, lost that ball up the near side. Jesuit had it for a moment. Now they'll drop it back for Mason, but that's a turnover in front. Grabbed, pass over to Anders. Nasty turnover.
I would have loved to see Mason utilize Sydney there because your goalie has the larger stick.
And a player down right in front of us. They're going to stop the clock. Is that going down? Not sure who that is just yet, but it was kind of a sandwich.
That might have been Warren Smith. And I don't think that was a dirty play. I think Parker was just going for the ball there, and unfortunately, I think she caught Lauren's feet, and Lauren kind of twisted.
That was the tough part. You saw her body kind of twist awkwardly.
I think it could have been just a easy foul, but I think unfortunately Lauren's back twisted a little bit. Again, such a nice kid, great kid. Really wants to learn the game. You hate to see it, and LO's now down a couple defenders. Maggie's been off the field since the shot was taken, and Lauren now being looked at by the athletic trainer.
Just checking on her, giving her an opportunity to go ahead and catch her breath. She's up.
It's great to see her walking on her own power there. Might have got the wind knocked out of her as well. That turf can be just as hard as the basketball court sometimes.
She took a hard shot, did Lauren Smith.
Yeah, Lauren Smith there walking off. So we're going to see someone new.
Parker Lem I see coming out, number 28 coming on. Let's see up front. Yep, she's going to go ahead, and Lem will start with the ball. Lem's seen plenty of action this year. Got a couple of goals to her credit, 6 of them. 8:43 to go. So it looks like we even out there. I was just double checking.
No,
we're still okay. Couldn't tell. I can't see in front of the tent where the player is. Here comes Anders inside, gets spun around.
Nice
doesn't
job
lose it.
collapsing there.
Havel wants to drop it off, goes up top, into the circle. The shot, great save again by Partovi. Off the shot that time by Turley. But Turley, thought she created
that's
the
a trek
turnover.
Across the body there. You got to be on the same side that you're checking on. Good call by the officials there. And Sydney just seems to be getting hot at the right time.
Sydney Kim with that play got involved. With 8 minutes to go, it's still a 3-goal lead right now. And what are we calling? Partovi.
He's calling a block.
Tell me, what do you think there? Hey.
I'm not wearing the stripes tonight, and that's his call. But typically, for a pick in girls lacrosse to be legal, you need to have time and space to avoid contact, right?
Okay.
It's a non-contact sport, so it's nothing like basketball.
I love the fact that the keeper is now out of the position.
Yeah, well, she was the one that fouled. Again, they got out of it, though.
Yeah, she had to go 4 feet behind the player with the ball. Right in front. Here we go, an opportunity. And a goal as Riley Mullen slips it by.
And the momentum is shifting again.
Oh, that was big, and the defensive mishap as she snuck around the backside all alone in front. Fortunately for her, she didn't step inside the circle. That was my biggest concern, is that she was not going to be aware of where her feet were.
Yeah, so let's go back to the block call.
All right.
So you need to have time and space to avoid contact.
Right.
So unlike basketball, you can be moving, okay? It's not illegal. I think she saw her, which to me allows you to have the time and space to avoid someone.
Was the stick down here at the waist with the pointy end out that way, which would make you have to go around a little wider?
A lot of times you need to stay within your own body. You can get called for kind of a hold if you do the cross-check thing, but that's another thing I fight with the youth coaches sometimes is they don't realize that you can do moving or that you need to have time and space. So I usually take about a week to untrain fouls out. That was a block as well.
Oh, wait. They said Jesuit. They switch it back to LO.
Signaled the wrong direction.
Now another one, bringing it on up, continues for Wynn as she carries it in. 12-10 with 7:30 to go.
And you can just feel it in the air here.
Right.
The momentum has shifted. 7:30 left.
Nice to see down here Lauren Smith walking around her own power, still just kind of trying to get it all back together. Would love to be back out on the turf, up top. Trying to create something is Prager. She's being pushed out, gets it off. Down the center, Turley. Over to Doan.
Shooting space call.
But on the side, so Doan will be
gonna go out to the hanging hash here. So, yeah, it's a tough angle to take. We'll see if she looks to pass it off to a teammate here. Maybe Turley right there.
Got two of them.
At the top.
Two of them ready to run in. On the near side, Turley sitting right at the top, would love to get it. Step in, back out.
She made the cut, just opted not to send it.
It's a low percentage play sometimes. Maybe smarter, you just set it up. 6:33 to go. This is an important possession. They could make this a one-goal game. This place will erupt. Anders tries to get down the middle, takes the shot and got it!
Who else? Todd, McKay, Anders. And
How
it feels like the Lakers have and a timeout here. Lauren Blumhart wants to talk about it.
Understandably so. Her team was in control, up 12-8 at the 11:20 mark. And now we find ourselves at 6:22 with a completely different scenario. It's a one-goal game. Legs may be tired. LO finding their energy late. They're being more efficient. They're making good moves, finishing up shots. But it seems like fatigue may be settling in a little bit against Jesuit because they're making some slight mistakes defensively, opening up the paths for LO.
I think they're doing a really nice job riding out the double teams.
Yep.
You see when the slide comes, they don't just stop right there. They go all the way with the girl. They're looking to get a cause turnover there, and when you do that, you leave open. Someone's open.
Right.
So you leave open the backside. So that then becomes the next slide. And are they covering the easiest pass? And that's where they can clean it up a little bit and have a little bit better chance to get a turnover. But obviously, it all goes back to the draw circle.
So right now, a lot of energy in that huddle over there for LO, led by Lauren Anderson and the players, and very quiet over in Jesuit. A complete reversal of what we saw a few minutes back. After a timeout, the LO players trying to get their fans up, and it's working. Leading the cheers over there, Courtney Havel. And you just have to love high school sports, the energy, the passion. As these teams continue to go at it, Sydney Partovi has been absolutely dynamic between the pipes for Jesuit tonight, making a lot of stone saves. Been really, really strong.
Yeah, I thought she was one of the difference makers when they met earlier in March. She had a couple great saves. I mean, LO went 21 for 8 on that game, and Sydney was a reason I think they ended up winning it. Jesuit was just 10 for 16, so they shot a lot less, but made the most of their opportunities.
Indeed. So a one-goal game. We're back
and is this,
here again.
It looks like Edie might be on the draw now for LO instead of Millie.
On that one,
that
it goes
did not
up.
draw. So that's going to be a redraw there. Needs to go above the shoulders, and if the official cannot discern what caused that, they'll just set it up again.
So Abernathy against Prager. The other Prager. This one has been a big part of this game. First goal of the game came from Prager for LO to start things off. Edie Prager. Over 50 goals this year now. On the draw, up in the air, goes back, hustling for it. Turley tries to get there. So does Jesuit. It's loose. It's on the ground. Ball still there on the ground. Sticks flying everywhere. Turley. And a player down. Jesuit begging for a call.
Lauren Blumhart is on the field. She needs to stay in control. Her team cannot afford another yellow card. I don't think it was a foul. I think he was just calling it for safety, or at least I don't think they called a foul. I should say that.
Give credit where credit's due down to the assistant coaching staff on Jesuit, because they had to grab control of Coach Blumhart and just gave her a look and a few words to get her back in control. And that's what you require out of your staff. I mean, they're all there for the same reason.
Yeah, I think it's like the assistant football coach that gets paid to kind of hold on to the head coach.
So LO gains possession. They'll look to carry it in. Nice play in front. Daskalos knocks it down. It's loose on the ground. 50-50 ball, Daskalos.
And that's a big-time play from an attacker, and that's what you want. You want attackers that want to ride.
Daskalos takes a stick in the head.
No call there. Just a simple through the sphere.
Daskalos goes in.
This is a big-time possession, Todd.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it feels big, too, here in the stadium.
Do they go quick? Do they work it around for a minute or two?
I think they just took that timeout, and they are going to want to set up whatever Blumhardt talked about.
Just want a big one. You're right.
Yeah, get a good look on Cage. The opportunities they've had early were good, so more of the same.
Daskelos sliding around in front. Everybody keeping an eye on her.
Push into a zone here.
Definitely the zone.
Yeah, they need to get hands on hands there. Disrupt the pass.
So coming out, it belonged. Randall had it there for a moment over to House. Abernathy gets it down to Patelli. Here they come again. Up top, House. Hesitation move, shot. Save that time.
And that's what Greta needed. She needed to get a save, needed to track the ball. Push call there from the third official.
Surprisingly not called by the official it was right next to.
Yeah, so technically what we call that is the lead. And the lead is technically the on-ball watcher. So it's not necessarily that she's in close, it's that is her role, is to be watching on ball.
Well, then a great call, because no doubt the push happened over there. Jesuit catching a little bit of a break. They get the call and get the ball back.
Obviously your partners will help you out, but...
Daskelos in, gets checked from behind, lost the ball. It's loose over the end line, it goes.
Oh, I thought Havel is chasing that down. She does not want this season to be over. That ended up being a check through the sphere, but if it wouldn't have been, it would have been white ball. If it
this
wasn't
one
a foul.
On the release, it's lost along the sideline, picked up, knocked down, hard hit over on the side as Quinny Handley comes in, playing aggressive, taking down Havel.
Just stopping the clock there, officials stopping the clock, letting her get back her goggles. Get her safety equipment back on.
3:36 in a one-goal game. Now we're seeing the senior leadership of both teams step up.
Yeah, I mean, Courtney really did all the work there. And I don't typically see her on defense. So obviously coaching staff just
She's hurting.
Yeah.
Bad. She's got to sub off. She's calling for it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But the ball's on up ahead. Going inside, Ello trying to get something out of this. They push it over on the far side. Anders controls.
That's just who you want to have the ball. And unfortunately, Courtney Havel has come off the field. We saw her getting worked on earlier today, so I don't know if that was a re-injury from something that happened earlier.
Or a cramp or something, but she is in massive amounts of pain. Barely made it off the field. And now belongs to Doan. Doan can't get anywhere against Mason. 2:52 to go.
And I would be looking for Kate Honors right now.
Where is Anders? There's Anders on the far side, wrapping around, setting up, trying to hide back behind the cage.
Yeah, that's who I would want to have the ball. I mean, I know they share the ball.
Pass down the center. There's a move in front. But a hit, and Edie Prager goes down, so she'll get the free shot.
It's another great senior for the Lakers there, Edie Prager. Another great person to have the ball on her stick, and an excellent hash with that center hash. Anywhere, she can shoot anywhere from here.
Shot, save! What a play by Partovi!
I'm telling you, Todd, Partovi is getting hot at the right time because these last three saves she made have been huge.
2 minutes to go in this one with a one-goal lead for Jesuit.
Just as huge right now is the clear, and they just sent Prager over.
For the pressure.
Yep.
Mason with it. Mason Young tries to put it up, turned over in front. Oh no! Two
friendly
Lakers
fire
run into
there.
each other.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was two seniors going for the ball.
Daskelos over on the wing now gets the house with 1:34 to go. They're probably going to try and just work the clock.
Yeah, they
down
might.
Low, Patelli. Patelli had it, regained control, almost lost it.
Could just go in a stall right here.
Right.
You saw that with the Silver Cup finals on Wednesday night. They opted to just hold the ball, which means LO needs to come out pressure. And they have the ability.
They've got the stick handlers, just Jesuit up there.
Yeah, and this comes
Abernathy.
back to what Lauren Blumhart told me earlier this week about, calm breeds calm. And that's what Jesuit needs to do. They need to stay in the game plan and stay calm right now.
52 seconds left. Coming in, Randall. She's just going to run around, drop it to the backside, get it off the Handley.
They need to get up. Like, having those passes behind, like right now she should be up. There shouldn't be anywhere for her to throw the ball.
House running down the clock. It's at 35 seconds. Keeps spinning. Turley's just tired.
There it
That one
is.
intercepted.
Kicks
Kicked
it
along.
out.
Turley's trying to get there. Has it.
cross
Tripped
check.
up hard. Along the sideline, but the clock continues
Yeah, that
to
does
run.
not stop the clock.
And now we've got
Timeout.
a timeout called, or at least a horn blown, waiting for the official sign. Hold on, what are we seeing? The clock is stopped. 12-11 Jesuit with it. The turnover created. It is a timeout
Right.
for LO with 21 seconds left. Oh, you couldn't ask for a better finish. We're either going to overtime or not. I don't think we're seeing 2 goals.
No, yeah, I mean,
I mean,
12
maybe.
seconds. That's usually my,
Okay, that's your cutoff.
but that's usually typically from the draw circle. So,
Oh,
how you feeling?
this is, well, of course, this is my first go-round with a lot of girls lacrosse all season long with OES. The great opportunity to come out and call the OGLA championships, the semifinals, the Silver Cup, and now this championship game. And this is outstanding levels of competition. I mean, we've wanted to sit here and have the best versus the best. We got that, but you never know how it's going to play out. And for a little while there, we were seeing Jesuit just take over. They were pulling away. But LO kept it in check, kept the emotions in check, and found a way back in, even down 2 of their starters. The injuries that have crept in here for Lake Oswego with Courtney Havel, she's down on the bench with some issues in her lower back. Along with that, we mentioned earlier, Lauren Smith got taken out in an inadvertent, just aggressive play out on the turf. She's down, but it's next woman up.
Yeah.
So who's it going to be?
I mean, Courtney was going so hard in that ride defensively. I think they really wish she would be out there, but she's not. And exactly what you said, next woman up. This is what they have. They have the ball. They have the opportunity. I'm curious to see what they'll do here. I would personally try to get over to Greta and bomb something out. But Lauren Anderson's a lot smarter than me, so we'll see what she came up with.
So here's the opportunity. It belongs to Turley right now. She's starting with it. She's got players in Doan sitting all alone at center.
Yeah.
I don't think Jesuit sees her.
Yeah, I don't.
She's running.
That would be a whistle start. That should be a turnover.
We've got hands up by the referees. They're looking for a call. Are they going to go ahead and say it's now something. Abernathy running up into position. So what do you see there? Abernathy was not behind her.
She was the foul. Yeah, so she was the one that gave the foul earlier.
Pass it up the sideline. They do quickly to Doan.
There's the next
Doan
pass there.
Advances it on up.
Out
Gets
to
it to
Anders.
Chris. Chris cutting in. 17 seconds remaining.
She's one of those seniors. She might opt to go herself.
Needs a little help.
They got
Bouncer
12
back.
seconds. They have
10
enough
seconds
time.
left. Anders needs to cut in. Cuts to her right. Wants the shot. Stops. Turns. Still has it on the stick. Outside to Doan. Doan with on and state championship.
I mean, that was everything you hoped it would be. It came down to the wire, Todd. Great teams, great coaches. It had it all.
It really did, right from the start all the way to the finish. This was an absolute fabulous game by both teams. In my book, as great as Sydney Partovi was between the pipes, I would still say, I mean, she would get defensive MVP, there's no doubt, but I think MVP for the game has to go to Piper Daskalo. She was just a nightmare to handle when she shot. Even when she wasn't shooting, she was causing havoc for the Lakers defense. It's not only my vote. There's lots of others that will be voting. That will be announced a little bit later. But to wrap up the whole season, to have it end like this after not having a state championship for the last 2 years, it's great to come back, have just a brilliant game, and have it come down to 1 goal. Looking down at Lake Oswego.
I got the freshmen cleaning up all the sticks and the goalie helmet and bringing it back in. Jesuit just left all their stuff on the field. But
understandably so.
yeah, your heart breaks a little bit for those LO seniors. 8 girls who really wanted a chance, who got a chance to compete and really wanted to win, who did the right things over the last 3 years. But ultimately, exactly what you said, that Sydney got hot at the right time.
Yep.
For Jesuit, you know, Piper got that big time cause turnover. And in the end, the draw control shift with Gigi Abernathy, you know, swung that game right back for him. You know, I think if this game had about 2 more minutes, it'd be fun to theorize kind of where things would have gone. But the game's 25-25, so here we are.
Not 25-27.
With Jesuit, the 2022 state championships for girls lacrosse.
I mean, absolutely amazing. And certainly in this sport, when so many of these girls are sitting there and they play on the same teams for club lacrosse, so they all know each other so very well. They're close with their own high school team. They're close with their club team. Probably most of these girls have played against each other many times during this season and during the off season. But what a great performance by both squads. Like we said, heartbreaking for LO. Jesuit just did enough in the end. They were able to hang on, and I think beautifully at the end, their defense had to step up. It wasn't their explosive offense. It was just not allowing Lake Oswego to get a shot off.
Yep.
Not easy to do. All right, final thoughts. Want to wrap this up for us? What you got?
I think I've said it all.
Perfect.
I've said all there could be said.
Thank you, Professor. Time to close this lesson, everybody. Time for us to get on out of here. You've heard it. Jesuit has done it as they go over to their fans over there. 12-11, they're state champions. For Sean Hanson of the OGLA board, I'm Todd Mansfield. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. And as always, be safe, be healthy, and we hope to see you out at a broadcast and at a stadium for more girls lacrosse next season. Until then, good night.
All right, I'd like to have both teams on the stadium side of the field at their 45-yard line. If you would do that now, I would appreciate it. As we'll start the ceremony of the winners and the runner-ups and all of the MVPs of the season. All right, folks, here we go. For the player of the year. Now, this is the best player in the state of Oregon. And that person you got to enjoy watching tonight play for the Jesuit Crusaders. And her name is Piper Daskala. Coach of the year, if you were lucky enough to be here on Wednesday night, you got to see this coach coach the Cleveland Warriors to a Silver Cup victory. This person is not new to the state of Oregon. We've known this person for a long, long time, and she certainly deserves the coach of 2022. And her name is Sarah Tomlinson. For tonight's most valuable player, truly the most difficult thing for the coaches and the board members of the Oregon Lacrosse. I wanted to give it to the bench of the Jesuit team. They did, but I was vetoed. Instead, it was given to an outstanding player that guarded the goal for the Crusaders, and her name is Sigma Partovi. Alrighty, and now for the teams themselves. The runner-up of the 2022 Oregon State Champion girls lacrosse team is the Lake Oswego Lakers. And the winners, scoring one more goal than the runner-ups, the Jesuit High School Crusaders. Congratulations. And thank you, fans, for coming tonight. Thank you, players, coaches, and referees for a very, very exciting season and final game. And we'll see you next year. Go Oregon Girls Lacrosse.